Go on. That I don't mean. I don't mean. I don't mean. Too many things open. I don't mean. Okay. Now I can. Everything's going. It's being live streamed. And now I can share my screen. I have to do things in the right order. All right. So what we do is we start with the text of the Megillah, and then we read the first Targum, and then we read the second Targum. Sometimes I do a few psukim together so that we get kind of a flow. We ended off last week at verse 10 of chapter 4, where Esther told Hatach, and she commanded him to Mordechai. And Targum Rishon treated it differently than Targum Sheni. Targum Rishon says, as if she commanded him to Mordechai, she commanded him specifically something to Mordechai. What she commanded Mordechai was basically keep your head down. Why are you starting up with Haman? What you're doing is not necessary. The business of refusing to bow down to Haman because he's wearing, some kind of a idol or something around his neck is not required by Torah law. Now, I just read a really neat piece in Zera Shimshon that explained, in fact, why Mordechai did what he did and etc. But nonetheless, Esther says to him, stop, you're putting all of us, you're the one who's putting all of Am Yisrael into danger. Stop what you're doing. And that's why that's different. And then we're going to see that as a result, Targum Rishon, because they understood, she said to Hatach, and she commanded him the following. That's why Targum Rishon now starts off with things that aren't going to actually be in the Hebrew. So what's the next verse in the Hebrew? Kol avdei hamelech va'am medinot hamelech yodim. All of the servants of the king and all of the provinces of the king, they know. Asher kol ish v'isha asher yavo el hamelech el chatzer pnimit asher lo yikareh achat dato lahamit. That every man or woman that will come to the king, to his inner court, to the inner courtyard, that has not been called, okay, such a person who hasn't, who's not on the agenda, not on the official guest list, there's one law for all of them. Man, woman, doesn't matter which Edah you belong to, it doesn't matter what race you are, it doesn't matter anything. There's one law for everybody, same law, okay? And that is to be put to death. Levad, there's only one exception. Me'asher yoshit lo hamelech et shavit hazahav v'chaya. Unless the king will stretch forth the golden scepter, and then the person will live. Va'ani, and I, says Esther, lo nigreti levo el hamelech zeh shloshim yom. I have not been called to come to the king for the past these last 30 days. And then the next verse is Vayagidu. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember actually if I did this verse or I didn't. So I may end up going through this part a little quickly. And then the very next verse after that, trying to get I have to do this with my finger, something. Why is this not wanting to? I guess I'm doing one verse at a time. I'm not sure why it's not moving. Oh, I've got one of those lovely little circles saying that it's waiting. All right. So we'll start with this verse, and hopefully it'll stop spinning on me by the time I get to the end of this verse. So Targumei Rishon starts off with stuff that's not in the verse, and it says, "V'shaviat Esther milin b'fum Hatach." Esther put words into Hatach's mouth. V'amarat le, and she said to him, "Kidna temar leMordechai." According to this, these are supposed to say to Mordechai, Hala Haman Rishia Gzar al Memar Achashverosh. Gla Mea Levat Malka Ledarta Gava Bala Rashu. Isn't it the case? Or actually, hala here is not, it's not the hello of Hebrew, it's hala. This, right? Like halaz. This Haman, the wicked, has made a decree with the force of Achashverosh behind him, that no one can come into the presence of the king, into the inner courtyard, without permission. Okay. The Khan, and now call Avde Malka, V'amin, the diarim, B'felchei Malka, and now all of the servants of the king and all of the peoples that live in the provinces of the king, Yadim, Di Kol Gvar V'Intatasi. This now is, the English sounds very much the same way I translated the Hebrew, right? And all the people that live in the provinces of the king, they know that every man and woman, Diye'o Levat Malka Ledarta Gava, that will enter into the presence of the king, into the inner courtyard, Dila Mitkare, that have not been called. But then they, Targum Rishon now adds something again, Al Pume de Haman, by Haman. Okay, that Haman's the one who, he's the one who is in charge of the approved guest list. And I have something to say about that when we're done here. There's a single law for all of them that to be put to death. Levar, except Miman di Yoshit le Malka Yat. Okay, so for whatever reason, this wow. My browser is acting like it's frozen. Yeah, it's not responding. So if it doesn't respond, I'm going to have to sit down and reopen it because I need the rest of the words. Okay. I'm going to stop the share. I'm going to shut this down and I'm going to restart. I'm going to talk about a couple of other things while I'm going to try to do two things at once. We know I'm not great at that, but I am going to try to do two things at once. Stop the share. The share. Oh, see, now it moved, and it moved so far I can't even see what I want to see. I just want, yeah, everything is frozen. I know. I'm okay. Maybe. Such a pain. It usually works. What a pain. Okay. It's just sitting there with the circle, circle, circle. Okay, fine. It's as long as you can hear me, we'll keep talking because I have like a totally black screen for the Zoom, and the thing that's supposed to be sharing is totally frozen. Now, I have no idea. Oh my goodness. Now it thinks it's sharing the place where the YouTube is going, which is also a bad idea. Okay. Oh, I know what part of the problem is I forgot. I said I was going to switch to the downstairs internet, and I didn't. All right. What I'm going to tell you while I'm waiting for my computer to stop being frozen, and I may have to just shut it completely down, which I'm hoping will not be the case. But what the process?